Hi, and welcome to episode 2 of Zone of Truth as we kind of delve into our first experience of actually getting to know the characters a little bit more after Caleb kind of whomped us by throwing the Draco Lich and a Lich at us on, episode 1. I'm Lucan, Dustin guest playing as Lucan Blackthorn. With me, I'll turn it over to first time guest on the show. We got Brianna Taylor.
Hello, I'm Brianna. I play Visha on the show. Excited to be here.
All right, I'll take it over to Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris Desert. I play Zamir Alianeplith on the show.
And of course, the man who makes this all possible and like putting us through trauma, our DM, Caleb.
Yes, I am Caleb Davidson, and I play all of the NPCs, and I am also the Dungeon Master. Or Dungeon Mister.
I play everyone else.
Least of all,
I play
Squirt.
insert name here. Yes.
No,
Yeah,
that's most of all. Squirt.
Yeah.
One of my favorite.
Not least of all.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely one of my favorite NPCs we've had in the campaign.
Mhm.
I mean, definitely thus far because he wasn't trying to kill us like the other ones. But no, he's this sweet little innocent kid who's not very smart, but is very, very fun to interact with. And I had so
That's
much
very
fun
fair.
corrupting him. So good.
That poor kid.
Yeah.
That poor kid.
That idea, so Squirt was actually something I came up with the morning of our session. So as you guys all saw, the players were at the end of episode 1, were all centralized by in one location by the Celestial, and then she or they utilized um, some of their remainder of their power to cast a plane shift spell, which sent all of the players hurtling through different dimensions, through different planes of existence, flashing into different areas, flashing into another, before eventually finding their mark in Asteris. Um, I was kind of going back and forth between a couple of different ideas with how a first interaction with an NPC in that land was going to be. And the morning of that session, I was like, you know what? I I think it would just be great that it's just this little kid, the most innocent little kid that you can ever meet is the one that comes up and is just like, "Oh yeah, you look like Quap, dude.
Yeah, really set the tone.
Where
It's
did
like
you come from?"
earmuffs kid. Just had to get the big F bomb out of the way just right off the gate.
Yes.
Because,
Yeah. Where are we?
But yeah, it is real interesting, like for a lot of us, I know, because like it was really our first time playing and like role playing together. Because we actually shot the prologue after we'd done a couple episodes. Um, so this is like really our first time actually interacting and just role playing together as a group. Um, but no, it was pretty fun. Definitely interesting to seeing some people's reactions. Like the headbutting between Zamir and Lucan is really, really fun. You got the classic like mischief making rogue bard person, and then like this lawful good paladin who wants to put them in their place.
The line of chaos and
Yeah.
lawfulness.
Oh
I
my god.
really enjoyed seeing the first dynamics of the party finally starting to, like Dustin said, episode 1, and like we went over last episode of Zone of Truth. Episode 1, almost zero room for role play, zero room for getting to know your characters, getting to know, um, having any kind of interaction besides, I hope we're not all killed in this interaction. Uh, but seeing those relationships just starting to blossom, but then also just kind of seeing more of weighing each other. Do How much do I really want to be around these people, this person, this or that? And you guys just did such a great job in it, and it was so fun starting to see those personalities starting to come out.
Yeah, doing the mud mask with Rora was a really, really fun thing. Um, I'm really surprised you were allowing me to roll to try to calm the farmer out of his bed. Um, that was a really fun roll. I was like, oh, he's gonna regret that because he has no idea that I have a +10 to this roll. So
I guess we're being conned out of everything
yeah,
today. I was
I
like,
could,
"Well, there's other spaces that they just ended up sleeping in Squirt's room.
yeah. They
Probably
look
on the
like
floor.
crap. They just they needed it more than they did.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no,
Well,
it's gonna be great. Seeing how we're all interacting with now, or interacting with each other now. Excuse me. And then seeing like how they'll interact with each other in the future, like how those dynamics may change depending on things that happen, things that we learn about each other. Um, just I like one of the cool things about storytelling, especially character-based storytelling, is that dynamic changing, and you can see a very visible shift in the party. And it's just I don't know. I can't wait for y'all to see what we're cooking with all of our lovely characters.
oh yeah, I know they're like, I tried to like sneak in my bits of like, hey, she's doing this, hey, you got the snake and all this stuff. But like looking at it, like this is a new, like, I mean, it's a new experience for all of us. We're in a place we've never been before, and with people that we've never met before. And I had to like really think about how Visha would react to being somewhere that is primarily people. uh, Having come from a world where humanoids are the minority, like, just, oh, suddenly I'm in a group of people that all are normal. Like,
Look a little bit
she,
more like me.
yeah, she wasn't really sure what to do with that. She was like, okay, you're not a big bird or a fox. Like, what? uh, it was definitely a bit of more of a culture shock experience for her, that first bit.
I think one of the things that I got to do with Zamir for those early sessions, like 1, 2, and hopefully moving forward, are how he sees Xavier, because Zamir is not an older elf, like he's like 250 years old, and Xavier
Old,
is like about 100 something years old.
old.
Right. So like
You're all
Zamir, like,
old.
so I was like, oh god, Xavier's like, barely an adult, for like a
Yeah.
better understanding. So like Zamir's gonna take it, I was love the idea of like making Zamir take it upon himself, like, oh, okay, I need to take this youngling under my wing and like teach him the ways to like adult properly.
How to be an adult elf.
Like being Big Brother,
Right.
Big Brother, Big Elf, Big Brother, Little Elf program.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Big elf, little elf program.
Then you got Lucan, who's like, "Oh, this kid hasn't been out in the world. I'm gonna teach him so many fun things." So
How can I corrupt him?
yeah,
Right.
it's like, "Oh, he does magic too. We can get in all sorts of trouble. Like, it makes some more
Yes.
illusions, and this will be a lot of fun. Maybe I can learn some magical secrets from him in the future." Um,
Yeah.
but no, it was really fun just kind of interact with everybody and kind of see how everyone kind of goes about. It's really fun watching Del because like he's just like this sweet, wholesome character and just obsessed with farming. Like it's like his one true passion in life. And then just
Potatoes.
hearing him going on and on about it. And I thought for sure something was going to snatch him during his watch. Like when everything's coming closer, going
I
forward.
Oh
You're
I
like,
was
god.
like, oh
makes it
no.
Yeah.
make a deck save. I'm like, something's
Right.
lashing out at him, about to grab him, pull him into those woods.
Yeah, say with both of those watches, with calling with those dex checks, there was something planned to to jump out if the checks weren't there.
You almost got me.
That's where it was
Hey,
like,
at least somebody on the inside would have been notified. Like, Neela was
you just
out there.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
your vision
At
just
least
would
we
have
would have
gone
been
out.
aware.
Okay, something happened.
What did you do to
But
my snake?
a little peek behind the screen. I think it was an owlbear that I had planned that was trudging through through the woods there. It's where that kind of
Oh.
guttural that
Hmm.
guttural growl was coming from was an owlbear, and so the kind of heavier where you could audibly hear the footsteps crunching leaves and snapping twigs. So good thing that both players rolled high, and
Yeah.
so that's again that's just it just continues to baffle me and blow my mind how dice rolls will tell the story. It will control how things turn out. Like you could have so many things planned, and there's still a chance that yes, it goes to that plan, or it does a better thing, something that was unplanned but makes it 10 times better.
Like getting a nice comfy bed to sleep in as opposed to like a haystack.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or Xavier's couch. His couch.
Yeah,
I almost said
couch.
Zamir
I forgot
again.
about that. We'll get it one day. Like the very, very last episode, we'll finally get
Someday.
Zamir and Xavier and be able to differentiate them
We need
easily.
to get them
Figure
those
it out.
shirts that's like that's the other person. Like,
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
Zamir.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh. Could you imagine if they
Have
like
you guys
multi-classed with the, like each other's different classes and then
No,
just that'd be
absolutely not. No.
No.
but, oh man,
Multi-classing's tricky.
that is. Um,
I was like, you and me should know that multi-classing is tricky.
yeah, it was pretty funny because I completely forgot about elves and that they don't sleep; they just trance. So whenever I just grab your hand, put in the water, like, Lucan, what are you doing? It's like, oh right, you don't sleep.
It's
Shit.
like, It's like, I don't know what's going on. I'm thinking suspicion. I'm not gonna like it.
Yep. Nope. Fair.
What is going on over here?
Teaching the
You
classic
just
dipping the hand in the water while you're sleeping trick. Backfired
the good old
horribly.
sleepover pranks for
Yeah.
the win.
Which what it was. It was our first big sleepover with everyone.
Oh god, yeah.
But, so pulsating is a very common thing we get to have now. So you'll notice that word a lot. So we watch our faces giggle every time that Caleb says it. But no, the tree. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, Caleb? So I'm sure viewers have questions about that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
throbbing and all that.
The throbbing, pulsing heart rate tree.
I'm really
So,
glad
in the work-
that Delk was just doing exercises to see if it was changing and not other things.
Other things.
He's too wholesome for that.
It's too.
Yeah, it's probably
He seems
fair.
like those kind of things are something he would do in his own personal, away from even society's.
That's why he goes out. That's why he goes out in the woods camping for so long at a time to be one with
Camping.
nature.
Oh no.
I feel.
Poor Nick's
Yeah,
not here to
Whole
defend
new
himself.
meaning for whole new meaning to commune with nature.
Commune with nature. So I was workshopping different words to use for that, and as soon as I said pulsating the first time, I'm sure all the viewers you need to check Lily's face. Because Lily's face is the one that gives away everything every time. Just her pulsating. and so then every time I say it again, it's like scan to Lily's face. But say that was really the word I stumbled on and utilized was but say yeah, the tree that they see off in the distance with its glowing lights. uh, there will be a lot more connection to that as the story moves on. It has been it's been in Asteris for quite a while and is become kind of a staple icon thing of the realm of at least Asteris itself, or Asteria, the continent of Asteria. I'm sure that people all around the region of Asteris would probably know of its glow as well, because there's not really any others that they might have seen that does that particular type of glow. But so it's definitely something that stands out significantly, and especially at nighttime. For example, like when both Zamir and Delk stepped out for their watches. I think I set the DC at like 7 to where because it was it's just this it's almost like a star, almost like as bright as the moon every time it would pulsate up through the tree. But the characters will learn a lot more about this tree and its relevance to to the region.
So what Caleb is saying is the plot will branch back to it.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
It's rooted deep in its lore.
Dive. Yes, that is the word. Yes.
I think the word you're looking for is
working with you
pulsing
guys.
instead of pulsating.
Yes,
pulsing.
I've known this for a long time, but I've just been loving hearing you say pulsating over and over. But talking with our viewers now, I had to point it out just to make it fun. And now watch them; they'll be going back to this episode and like, all right, this is whenever Dustin mentions pulsing to Caleb, but see how long he starts taking it into the episodes before, so they can kind of see how far ahead we recorded. So make notes, kids.
Yes. Oh, and another thing that I'm going to make a challenge for our viewers. So this is my first time DMing, and so trying to find the correct words for the opening of a new scene or opening of a new transition is that Caleb likes to use the phrase, "It is at this point," or "it is at this time." Watching back on those videos, I kick myself in the butt so many times with how many times I say it. So whoever can count how many times I say it will win a reward. I will put a bounty on it. In the first 2 episodes, if you can count how many times I say it is at this point or it is at this time, you will have a gift coming your direction.
All right, you heard it here, folks.
Because I counted it and it's absurd.
I haven't.
And so I've been working on different words. I came upon this new app that Chris told me about, which is Word Hippo, and that has helped me significantly.
Do you have is that what your DM screen is now? Like these different phrases and words to use instead of
Oh,
is at this time?
Oh yeah.
It scratches out pulsating, has pulsing.
I just have different. It's just on the back of my DM screen. It just says, "Do not say it is at this time. Do not say it is at this point. Use other phrases."
I mean, that's like my notes saying under like 3 different people in the party that they are not druids.
Oh, that cracked me up so hard. Like hearing you first challenge Zamir on it, and then just seeing Dylan just turn it right back on you.
Just immediately.
I was like, without missing a beat.
You're a druid.
So well played, sir. Well played.
But... And Zamir is a
someday we'll find the druid.
A green is very strong in belief of green energy.
Energy, yep.
Yeah.
No more fossil fuels.
Natural, sustainable energy.
Yes.
Just
He just wears
gust of
this symbol
wind
around
for.
on his chest that just has a recycling symbol on his t-shirt underneath his armor.
Wait,
Says,
is
"Be
Zamir Captain
Yeah.
thankful or I
Planet?
will smite you."
Yeah, I was like, he's just Captain Planet.
Captain Planet.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be
I
great.
mean, you're right, but don't be so damn loud.
Does
You're right.
is that why your hair is always up because you're trying to hide your mullet? It's mystery solved. Mystery solved.
Mystery
The
solved.
caller you've reached is
Man.
unavailable right now. How do I...
How do I exit
Disconnect.
out of
Oh
not
man.
allowing me?
But no, that was really good. What else? What are other fun parts of the episode?
Oh, I liked the Jonathan. What's your name?
Oh,
Oh
right.
yeah. I'm not good at making those up on the
Jonathan.
spot, so I'm like, Jonathan, what's in the room? I don't know. You tell me what's in the room. What's for now? Let's see.
your last name?
Fountain. That's fine. It's fine.
Jonathan Fountain.
Yeah, definitely a Lucan move. Is doesn't want people to know his real name, and we'll hold off on that as long as possible.
Yeah.
So it's the really really sad thing is I actually have a list, and Caleb has seen it, of all these different aliases and alter egos and like different like cons that he's run over the years. I have that list, but I didn't have it pulled up at the moment. I'm like, I don't want to be sitting here trying to find it and pull it up. So, Jonathan, sure.
Yeah.
I did the same thing with in the prologue, Christopher Bacon.
Christopher Bacon.
Didn't do good under pressure, kids. I'm sorry.
Yes. No, welcome to my world.
Yeah.
Hey, you walk into this tavern. Okay, what's the bartender's name? Jonathan. Also.
Small world. Very popular.
How
Everyone's named
weird.
John Smith in this world. Yeah, John Jr. Junior John.
And me
John
knowing
Smith
the
and Jane Doe.
struggles of a DM, I'm like, here are NPC names.
Keep that up on my screen now.
Just quick little generator. Boop. Have that available. Yeah. So Asteria, so the hero that once resided in the land, the lich used to come from here. It was originally from here, was banished, and then do you give a reason why, or what would you like to talk about? Why all these different heroes and like all these different artifacts are always spread out across the world and not kept in like a museum conveniently located in one place?
That's a great question. Because that would be too easy.
Yeah.
You just go to one place and it's like, hey, look, here is an entire suit of armor. Thanks.
I feel like that's a security threat.
That too. You guys can't be god tier just yet.
Pretty
Damn it.
please with the cherry on top. No kidding.
Yeah,
No,
I read something once
I'm
before.
fine.
Oh, what's that? What's the D&D mage he's in Baldur's Gate 3? He's Gale's teacher.
Elminster?
Yes,
Elminster,
Elminster. Yeah, Elminster. Yeah, that he actually takes all these treasured items and like he'll go through and like hide them in different dungeons and things for heroes and adventurers to happen upon in the future to create the next generation of heroes.
He is the reason why they are always showing up in dungeons in Faerun.
Yeah.
He's
because he's insane.
The taskmaster.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
I think he just has dementia and he just has all this treasure and he starts running around and gets lost and puts it down and just kind of, I don't know.
I'd believe that. I'd honestly believe that.
Where did I put that again?
Gale, where
my
did I
favorite
put
theory of
that?
that is he has a really large restaurant tab, considering how much he likes to eat. And so he just leaves them around as his way of like paying off the debt
Payment.
slowly.
Or maybe he just
It's
knows
where he's
Gale's
accruing.
adventuring out there, and he wants to make sure he has different snacks as he goes out to all these different places and adventuring. Doesn't want him to go hungry. So like, I'm gonna leave a snack over here for him. Let's go over to this one. Leave a snack
Gale, I
here.
don't want you to explode. Please eat this helmet.
I'm in mountains and mountains of debt.
Do you have any more cheese?
Do you have any? One of the things that the players noticed and will learn more about was it was at one point in the evening when they were all sitting around the fireplace where they noticed that all of the magically produced lights all went out. And so it's, I mean, for to put it lightly, is energy. They turned off the energy, turned off the power, so to say. Is that those magically produced lights were a means of saving power. So in reality, they're doing what Samir's work is to save energy, and that's why
So
he was set here.
there is Planeteers, essentially.
That's why he was sitting
God.
here.
Oh, that's so good. Speaking of lights, it was really funny. I just love how Nick plays Delk. And like as just this simple farmer just amazed by magic. Because like never Lucan just like lighting up, just the snap of his fingers. It's like, oh, you'll get magic someday. You get it figured out. Because I asked him his favorite color and I just ignore it. I'm like, whoa. You saying I can't do that? That's the best way to get Lucan to do something, is saying that he can't, and then he'll prove you wrong.
Yes.
Just out of spite.
Okay. Well. Okay. Noted.
Luke, you can't
Yeah,
noted. Smooches. Ooh.
Oh.
Challenge
Lucan,
accepted.
you can't share all of your gold with the townspeople.
You're right, I can't.
You're right. You're very right.
Damn.
You caught me.
Correct.
Crucify me, I guess.
Like, and your point.
He's just like, you're right. Next, like
Yeah.
what?
He's not a complete idiot. Just
Like you
just
said,
a
that
fool.
would work.
Oh,
I did love seeing all of the little things that Lucan was teaching Squirt, all of the lessons, and how when they were all at the dining room table and Chandra was kind of talking with him about being from a different kingdom and how he used to dine with kings and queens, and she turns over to Squirt and goes, "This is one that you should take after this one."
I
And
love
then
the
you look over
collective
at
groan of
Samir.
everyone.
Yes, everyone's like,
We're all just like,
"What?"
Bad vibe, don't do it. No.
Like, bad idea.
That was great. That was great.
I mean, I did talk them out of
Well,
their own bed, so clearly I'm doing something right. So if that kid wants a comfy place to sleep at night, yeah, he needs to learn from me. All that I can teach him.
oh no.
And he is picking up every little thing you're laying down.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Unless that's to do with numbers, because that kid cannot count at all.
Count.
I'm this many.
Cannot.
That's many.
How old are you? 8.
Was it 1?
It went 2,
5,
2,
3?
7, 4, 5,
And 8.
8.
It's like close enough, kid. You'll do okay.
Kid is not gonna make it.
Yeah.
You know that college fund you were raising? Spend it on something else.
Yeah, we've all
We're
collectively
gonna come back
decided.
at some point, and that kid's gonna be like an archmage. Like it's gonna be one of those turnarounds that we're just gonna be like, what?
No, some magic may. Caleb and I were actually discussing this before we started recording. It'll be like some magical mayhap, and then like he's gonna end up being the lich, this little squirt. We've corrupted him, and then he goes down that dark path, and he's the one we have to defeat at the end.
So now that you all know, I guess the story's over, and I guess that's where we wrap this.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning
Well,
in,
I can
everyone.
help. I can help his parents grieve for him, I suppose.
Oh my god.
No. You'll all learn a little bit more about Visha's grieving process here in the future. Don't always recommend it.
Yes.
Very,
It's fine. She's totally fine. Totally stable and fine.
One potential issue I see for the party moving forward, at least in the near future, is the fact that only nobles are allowed to practice magic in Asteris or in Asteria.
Yeah, we're
In both.
a pretty
Asteria.
magic heavy party.
Whichever one.
Yeah. Well, what you were told was that Asteria, at least from what the the father had said, just because it may just be that he only knows that area and because he's only lived there, but I guess you'll only find out.
I would say it's definitely a rule that Lucan would definitely ignore, but also Dustin as the player definitely forgets all the time. But that's like, oh yeah, I must just be casting magic. Okay, I don't care. I'm still gonna do it anyways. Magic's too much fun.
And we don't believe in necromancy here, as I'm just gonna put this away.
It's like, oh, right.
Oh.
Sorry about that. But yeah, so yeah, our first encounter was meeting this nice little simple farm family who are right by the woods. How many kids have they had? Because it seems like they're living in a very dangerous spot if, like, us at night are hearing creatures in the woods.
No,
That got me kind of wondering.
So-
It's like, why are they living here this close?
So what I wrote was that that Squirt would have been their third child. What happened to the other, you don't know yet, but could be revealed. But Squirt is the one that is still there.
Ooh.
So I just had it in my head that when he was like, "I'm this many," that's the number of he's number 7. He's not counting his age. He's number 7.
Not his age. That's the number of kid he is.
Changing that
He
number.
is now. Wow. Oh man.
This is why I keep my notes open when we do these things.
It's like, that's not a bad idea. Let me add that to that now.
Did I say 3? I meant 7.
I meant they've had 7 children.
I was like, we'll just send Squirt if you don't want the money. We can always make more.
Yeah, they were very nonchalant about, like, we're just gonna send this child out to do this, and I was like,
It's like, well, I guess I didn't see how they lost 1 and 2. We don't really do too
Right.
much digging into that.
We don't speak of 1 and 2.
Man, now I'm intrigued. Like, how long have they been gone? Because of Squirt's about 8, did he ever know them? Were they recent losses or longer ones?
Has he always been alone?
Maybe they practiced magic and did like a memory wipe on him.
Just, you don't know anything.
These aren't the
only
siblings
child.
you're looking for.
The other
Oh my God.
one of the NPCs that I really enjoyed doing that episode was the fairy that came in during Delos. And came up to him and was, well, I'll give a little love here, give a little love here, spread a little love. What he's like, then he just, there's any question that he could ask this thing about the entirety of the world, and he asks, what kind of crops are good here?
True Delk fashion. True to character.
Yep.
Do you mean personal or do you mean monetary?
Yes.
Is both an answer?
Yeah.
But that little character was fun to voice. I like doing those little oddball ones that and say that one wasn't planned at all. That was just one that this crazy mind of mine came up with just on the spot when it was okay, you're looking down. Say he kept saying how intrigued of this tree he was, and so I said, okay, well, as you're looking down towards the tree, you start seeing these little flickering lights out in the fields, and not expecting him to go, hey, okay, well, now it floods up into your face.
Oh, I was
Good thing
waiting for
it
it to
wasn't.
go splat as I started talking about bad on potatoes.
Yes.
I was waiting so hard for him just to go.
How dare you backtalk potatoes? Smash.
How dare you?
But no, that's just Doug. He's just too nice and sincere to even take like insult to potatoes. He generally wants to know what crop works here and what he can start farming. But definitely, yeah.
I think that's
Oh,
the most interesting part to me about like what we've learned about Delk is he's like just ready to be like, cool, what's going on here? The rest of us were like, we got dragged away from home? Like, what? Can we not? And he was just like, well,
Like,
I'm here now.
yeah.
He's
Out
also
of
like
everyone, he was like the least. He was like the most nonchalant of it. He's like, well,
Right.
guess I'm here now.
yeah.
Everyone
He's
else is
like,
like,
Guess
I
I'll
have
start a
things
farm.
where I came from. Why did you bring me here?
yeah, no, like, he's very open about his backstory and his past too. Like he just opens up right away, starts talking about like the orcs and like that horrible smelling necklace he has, that I could breeze the hell out of. But yeah, and then like, everyone else is like, we don't really talk about our past right away. Like you'll get little pieces here and there, but Delk's an open book. Like he doesn't really have any secrets and just wears it all on his sleeves.
Yeah, which makes sense. That I mean, if you meet someone for the first time, there are some people that like myself where I might spill all of the beans about myself just because I feel like that's socially what you're supposed to do, when in reality you're not supposed to tell everyone everything about yourself, I guess. But then then you've got everyone else is like, oh, okay, well here's a little piece
Yeah, I didn't kill
of
him.
who I am. Yeah, I
I
didn't
didn't
kill
kill
him.
him.
And the only reason I called for an insight check on that was for my own knowledge. Was because I was curious. Because the way you said it made me go look back at the notes. Did she?
Does she think she killed him? Is she unsure?
She was just
Oh.
really aware of how that sounded.
It came off very, very.
It came off very killery, and I was like, I didn't do it.
It came off a little murdery.
Just a little. But then again, I feel like she just comes off a little murdery.
Yeah.
Just a tad.
Definitely like the scariest one in the group.
Hey, I'll take that.
One of the other kind of little mechanic things that or I guess it's not mechanic, but narrative pieces that I added in was that each of the characters, when they first arrived into Asteria, or when the Celestial was using branded a compass on the interior of each of their palms to direct them towards each of these items, to kind of, because and the thinking with that was, at least I want to give the players a general direction, because then that still allows you guys to choose what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it. But at least it gives you kind of a vague direction where the nearest one is, or the next one, however however it falls on that. That way, it's not like okay, we have to spend 30 episodes for them to even discover where, if they're headed in the right direction. What's the chances that they're like, okay, let's go check out that city, and they get there and it's like, okay, the one closest to you is going to be about 4.5 weeks away. And it's like, okay, now we've got so much more time before we get even to any of the lore that I can start dropping, any of the and as Chris kind of said in last episode of Zone of Truth, I oftentimes have to hold my tongue and watch how much I say so that I don't spew unknown knowledge yet.
It's a struggle. We're all on the bus together.
Yes.
Yeah. Especially because like we so a little peek behind the scenes for a lot of us is we started like we have our character descriptions, but then we started like this little like first impressions about once we all first met each other and what we thought about each other's characters, and then like we updated like every like couple weeks. Usually like we've been through some stuff. What's everyone think now? It's kind of really fun to see some of that insight, and then it kind of allows us to kind of brainstorm and kind of help think of like some fun little narrative ideas, like how we try to connect with different characters and things like that. So it's having this as like an episode where we all kind of really got to know each other a little bit was pretty fun because it kind of helped establish a lot of that. I remember reading Brianna's vicious take on Lucan is like basically doesn't really trust him. Like they're a little unsure about the whole shape shifting thing. Doesn't like how he's much of a con trying to keep people off their beds. I'm like, no, that's 100% fair.
That seemed about everyone except for Aurora's.
Yeah.
It was just like bestie.
Yeah, it's like we didn't mud mask, we bonded, we had fun. It's like she gets it.
Everyone's like, we don't trust the guy at all.
It's like, yeah, it's fair.
We don't trust him as far as we can throw that guy.
The majority of Visha's was like, oh my god, people.
Bipedals, my god.
Oh my god. Hey, the animal folk were bipedal. They're just animalist.
Featherless bipedals.
Featherless bipedals.
Feather and furless.
Man.
All right.
Then at the very end of the second episode is when the 2 bags of materials are given to the players, and then again as they start out, come out of the house in the first day and they look down at their palms again. It just so happens that the direction they're needing to go is also the direction where of where the nearest item is to them.
Which makes sense.
Funny how those things happen, right?
Yeah. Well, it makes sense. Like the capital city where the shop is and would have at least one of the items stored there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, going to town and learn that's a fun little experience. Was there anything we did, or what was like the most shocking thing to everyone during the episode, or if anything at all that surprised you?
Mine would probably have been the Zamir's. I mean, it makes complete sense, but Zamir pulling his sword out and readying it in case something came out was just like, wait. Yes, love the energy, but let's see how quietly you can do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then he rolled high, and I was like, oh, thank goodness. And then same thing with Delk was like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna take off quietly, right? Quietly. You're taking. Okay. You all walk out, and there's just a bloodbath. Okay,
and
well,
Delk is like just bathing in it. He's like,
Yes.
What? I get me first.
That would probably be mine. It was just the how spot on it was. Like in reality, a great idea to be prepared and to be ready, but also was like, really, really? Oh, okay, let's do this.
There is no fight, flight or fight. There's only fight.
There is only
I am a flightless bird, so I must fight.
I am the penguin.
Oh no.
Shocking thing. I'm not really sure about like shocking. Because like this is like baby steps. Like we're learning very little about each other and the world around us. So I mean, like by that point, like the bar is so low in hell that Satan's doing a routine on it. But I think like the most shocking thing would have been what I mentioned before, that magic could only was only legally permitted to be performed by nobles. Because for my character, I'm pretty sure for most other characters, most of the other PCs, magic is not so restrained or limited. And as a player, for me personally, I haven't played a lot of campaigns where there is that kind of limitation in play in a world building sense. Now, obviously, like that doesn't mean it doesn't happen, but for me, that was like one of the more shocking things. I'm like, oh crap, how do we get around that?
Yeah, and that was that was completely planned to throw you guys off because I knew how reliant you guys, the majority of PCs are on their magic. Is like, okay, that's a whole facet of my life that if I use it now, I'm going to prison. Okay, then it was a little obstacle that I wanted to throw in the way to see how you guys could work through that and work around it. And I think you guys just stepped up and hit that thing out of the park. And I'm excited for the viewers to see it.
Ditto.
Yeah. That was like the one thing that kind of surprised me. And then with like the not being able to use like magic to like light anything after a specific time, like just no light up,
Mhm.
light it up.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, that was. I mean, like you said, it's a whole facet of most of our characters, like whole existences, and I know like what went through like my head for like Visha was like also she looks different, and like so she was very concerned with like, oh, are these people gonna be like, what are you like? She was surprised like Squirt was just like, hey, what's up, let's go. And like the parents were like, oh yeah, no, you're guests, you're welcome. She was like, what is this? Basic kindness, what? Because
And
like
that's where
even
with Squirt, it was that I morphed that character off of my niece and the way that she approaches people, and
I love
or any child, is there is no judgment when it comes to a child. They are
yeah
their innocence hasn't been tainted to the point where they might call you out on something if it's weird to your face. Uncle Caleb, what's that big pimply looking thing on your nose? Dude, really? Uh, thank you. But just having that no judgment of any kind, the bravery of a dragon to just walk up to random people and be like, oh hey, what's up, how are you?
Which is really fun, especially because of our party, there's not a single human among us. It's like, a changeling who looks like an elf. You got two elves, you got a half elf, you got a Yuan-ti, you got a dwarf, who's wearing like a wolf on his head.
Mhm.
So definitely, yeah. definitely an intimidating looking group, and we've just fought like the Draco Lich and all these undead. So pretty sure some of us are bloody and burnt at the point too. And this kid
You
is like,
look
"Cool, what's
awful.
up? You don't look so good, Mister."
You look like Quap Guy.
Yeah, but no, it was a fun little introduction to the world. And
Yeah.
then I think it's kind of, I think you kind of said like one of the teachings of Asteris was like, hospitality, being kind to your neighbors, and that, I'm always a big proponent of show, don't tell. And that's, that's really showing them like welcoming us in, doing that kind of courtesy to us, allowing Lucan to sleep in their bed without much, squabble. Um, that really kind of shows like what that region really is about and the people for it. So I think it made us really, really love the people of this world. Um, you guys will get to see a little bit of that here later on, but I think that little laid the foundation for a lot of us wanting to advocate for, especially the downtrodden, the poor folk in Asteria.
Yeah. And I did like how Lucan, Dustin, how you played, um both you and Visha. It showed, I would say, a little bit more with Lucan, that he's not a complete asshole, that he's not completely self-centered, that when you guys were welcomed into the house, he's like, okay, well, since you allowed us to stay here, let me fix up a couple of these things for you, as he walked around the room, and then Visha followed behind with mending and with prestidigitation, cleaning up little things that that he's not a complete monster. He's got a heart down and deep down in there,
Yeah.
that he really does feel, um he does feel kindness and treats kindness with kindness. And
To
I
a
felt like that was a really
degree.
good degree.
Yeah.
But I felt like that was a really nice kind of peek into his soul, almost, that
Yeah.
um
I
that
had
he offered that.
I had to leave something in there just because I didn't want him to become as like a total asshole for all these things. So I have to do a little something every now and then. Otherwise, he's just gonna be a hated character. Um, and then at that point, it'll be harder for him to like have any character growth and development as the campaign progresses. So like, I have sprinkling those little things in there because like he initially probably thought, and I even thought about it, like never were being attacked in that first episode, just turning invisible and just running. Not He didn't have to go help though, but he's like, oh, you know what, they're gonna die. I gotta do something.
Yeah.
So he's primarily self-interest and self-centered, but he will deep down will do the right thing when push comes to shove. All right. Anything else anyone would like to add before we wrap up today's episode?
Keep
I would
watching.
just say, yes. Thank you all for those of you who continue to stick around and watch us goofballs tell this story. And we do appreciate everyone that tunes in and gives us feedback, and um, just continues to support week in and week out. That really is what kind of keeps the drive for us. But in the end, we love this game so much that we'll continue to do it no matter what. And I look forward to sessions every time that it's a little bit of time till the next one. I'm sitting here just like rocking in my chair, like, when's the next one? When's the next one? Then I'll get messages from the
padded room. Oh my god, I can't talk today.
Yes.
All on my mind is D&D.
Yeah.
But
Life dream. If we could do this like full time and have this be like a career, amazing. I'm very envious
yes,
of those
I
who
mean,
do that professionally. Like,
I
teach me your
completely agree.
ways.
Yes, please, we are not worthy. We are not worthy.
But
So
no,
if you're a sugar daddy out there, we're available.
Yeah.
Yeah. I work public
Oh
health right
no,
now,
no,
so I need
Caleb,
some
no,
support.
no, Caleb,
So,
no.
Oh, it's hot. Sorry.
yeah. All right. Well, thank you all for turning in this week. We'll have another episode for you next Friday as we start making our journey to the Solemns, which I think that's one of the first episodes where we all get to sit together and drink, which is
Yes.
Oh God, I
so.
forgot
very
about that.
entertaining and a
Oh
Hey, no
no.
spoilers. No spoilers. No.
When the beans finally start
I
to get
won't say
spilled.
too much about it, but yeah, it's it gets entertaining. So stay
Yes.
tuned. We'll see you guys next week.
See you
Yes.
all.
Thank you guys.